With the Alpha Wave 3 actually over now, welcome to the Hero Spotlight Reel, because I'm going to go through all the heroes in Alpha, show off the kits, kind of what they did, and use this kind of as a data bank, like a history or memory. So when we go into the beta and in the launch, we can actually look back quite easily on video gameplay footage of the changes that might have occurred with any of these heroes that we might experience in the game. So if you enjoyed this series, you know what to do. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about Brynhild, arguably my favorite epic in this game. I'm going to be honest, she was such a powerhouse in Alpha Wave 3, and I can't wait to get hands on her in the game and in beta, because this defender, if you've not checked her out yet on your teams, or if you've never played Godforge before, she provides so many buffs and just so much utility as a defender. She is honestly almost a must include on a lot of teams. So smash like, comment, and subscribe, like we've said in the intro before. But let's get into Brynhild, the defender, the front line, and basically a wisdom hero, one of the first ones on the channel that we've been covering. And yes, she's going to be better than the Cunnings. She's going to slap the Cunnings, but anyone in the strength category, like this Guan Yu just have a left here, is going to do more damage to her. So you just got to be careful of that when you're using Brynhild. Then when we go into her kind of alignments, she is aligned with Order, the good guys, and then we've got the Asgardians as her faction. Obviously, one of the Valkyries in there. Love the Valks from the Asgard stories, right, and lore. Now, why is she so good? Well, let's look at her, because I do need to point out she is Awakened 5 while we go through this video, which I did forget on other videos, and I can imagine some of you guys are thinking, why didn't you do that last time? Look, I'm on a time restraint, and we're trying to make as much content as I can before Godforge closes, because technically I've got 2 hours left, nearly 4 hours, 2 to 4 hours left before this ends, so it is crunch time for many of us. But her A1 increases damage on her basic ability while you're under Radiance, which is important because you'll see you're able to proc that. The A3 is the massive one, and this is honestly what makes Brynhild Brynhild. When you awaken 3, she places a shield of 200% of her defense on all allies. And I'm going to be honest, without this awakening 3, she's good, but this one little line makes Brynhild honestly feel like Brynhild and a defender, because she's actually tanking a lot of damage for your team now and able to sustain it. When you put on her Awakening 5, she places Intercept on all allies except this hero when you put her core ability. And that's going to make sense now, because when we look at her A1, the basic, she attacks one enemy, 50% chance to put attack down 2 for 2 turns, and if this hero is under Radiance, you increase that damage by 50%, which is that Awakening, right? The damage is scaling off your defense and attack, so it's very important. Again, remember these numbers, because in beta these numbers could shift, they could change, everything could be different. That's what's kind of beautiful about this series. We're staying open-minded and just kind of having a good little spotlight and showcase of what these heroes do. In the core ability though, this is when you place defense up to on for 1 turn on all allies, but with the Awakening you place Intercept, which means you are the one that gets targets. If they pick any of your allies, it always redirects to Brynhild. So she forces people to attack her, which is really good, because as a defender, you can obviously have certain heroes in your team with the Insolde imprint, and that's going to heal. Heal, and you're gonna keep surviving, right? So I love that shit. I love that. Love it. So going into her ultimate though, and this is what, like I said, kind of makes her good. It's the fact that you're able to put a Radiance 2 buff on all allies, and when you awaken 3 her, this is technically a 250% defense shield once you upgrade the skill, which is kind of disgusting. It's such a powerful shield, and you should be able to do this through disables too. And I will say, in Alpha Wave 3, this didn't work. In Alpha Wave 3, if your Brynhild was taunted or whatever on another person's turn, this didn't work. However, in beta, in launch, it could work. And if it does, it really does make this skill insanely powerful, because even under disables now, you can shield your team and make them safe to take that damage potentially for the frozen turn that they're on, right? Which is really, really, really important. Going into her actual passive now, while under a Radiance buff, you place Blaze 2 on the enemy for 1 turn. So you even get a benefit for this, right? So she deals damage because it's 3% maximum HP that you put onto a target. She's enabling you to trigger this because obviously she is putting intercept onto your allies, and she's able to take damage because of all the shield and Radiance 2 that you put on. And if you guys didn't realize, Radiance 2 again, reduce and reflect, 20% attack damage done. So her numbers are kind of crazy, right? When you look at it, they're not absolutely bonkers, but they are kind of crazy in terms of what she is providing, and that is pure utility, right? She's the utility defender. She can do a really good job, and you'll see that in the gameplay footage. When it comes to team compositions with her, I'm going to be honest, put her with an Isolde and a defender-based team, you're good as golden. Like, she is just one of these tanks that you can put in a team, and she's fantastic in every category. She just feels one of the most well-polished defenders at especially epic rarity that you're able to get your hands on. And when it comes to gear, you can see what I've done with my gear is actually put the 4.6k defense and the HP is at 36k. If I could get again around 45,000 HP and around 5k defense, that's kind of what we want. And if you can actually increase our accuracy, that is a really important thing. Obviously, I've been using Simoon here. This is just for the HP. Ignore the weapon. The actual things that I were using on her were stuff like World Splitter. This is actually not too bad for you because again you can get more HP out of it, which ain't obviously bad at all. But I like down here there is stuff like this, the harp, and a harp is actually a really cool one, especially on your thingy, because you can get this attack and defense here. As you can see, I can get 500 extra defense, which is great. I ignore 20% of the resistance of that target. And that is actually super important because with our Brynhild, that does mean you're able to actually get this attack down 2 on the enemy more. And you're going to need this attack down 2, especially against stuff like Fafnir and the Golden Golem, to reduce the damage that your team's about to take on that massive ultimate that can wipe them out. So super important that you can do that with this hero. So that's kind of her kit. That's kind of what she does and that. And let's get into the fun bit, which you guys like to see, which is me, you know, messing about on the floors, having these different teams to play. So we just ran, obviously, probably if you've watched it, if you've not watched it, a Gilgamesh video, check that video out. And we ran Brynhild in that team comp. And we're going to run similar thing here. We're just going to run, you know, a little bit different. We've got Guan Yu in here with our Cockster. And then obviously the same kind of Shamash shenanigans, right? But all we're trying to do is just showcase what Brynhild is all about. So if we switch cameras so everyone can see what's going on, we're going to try an A2 down this guy just to deal some damage here. And then we're going to put our buffs up on. Speed up has occurred. Great. So our cock has basically gone through and, you know, given us a cheat code basically. We can skip turns. So what I'm going to do is actually put this defense up and intercept on all allies. So that means my team basically are safe now, and then obviously the Guan Yu can go to deal damage. I've got no gear on this Guan Yu, just to point that out. I'm just using a team here that's a little bit different, so you can kind of see what Brynhild is capable of, right? So now it's going to come over to my Brynhild's turn, and you can see where we can start to get some tankiness going. So I can actually place this shield, and look how big that shield is. That is a huge shield, right? And even on itself, look at that, right? So that's fantastic. Great bit of damage. He resisted, unfortunately, the attack. But there we go. The attack down 2 now on that set. And I think if you needed to put that on the Musasashis, Pangu, if you needed to put it on Fafnir, the Golden Golems, you're able to do that, right? Through this epic tank hero, which is very important. Also reducing any of the damage that we are taking. Very important. and we keep rotating through. So I'm going to put this on auto now, just for a little bit, so you can see the game doing its thing. And you can see Brynhild here basically carry most of it, right? You're going to see her do her thing, shield up. She's going to defense up. She's going to attack down. She's going to do all of that jazz with Radiance as well. And she's going to be kind of the main carry in this team, right? Because Guan Yu's got no damage on there, and my, obviously, Invoker isn't built to deal damage, and Shamash is built to deal damage, but he needs someone there. He needs some help. He can't just do it on his own, unfortunately, right? So that's kind of where it's going to be quite fun to see this Brynhild. Even I am kind of hiding her. I do apologize for you guys on the camera view, but you'll see her. She is doing work, right? So this should, hopefully, if you've never seen Brynhild again in Godforge, you never got a chance to use her, this should give you some promising looks. Like, look at this defender that is hitting really hard on these waves. Like, look at that. She just hit so hard on that Musashi and slapped him up. It was sick. And she provides attack down, and she provides radiance, and she provides a shield. Like, she provides defense. She provides everything. Intercept. Like, she provides everything on the team, right? So that's kind of, honestly, all we need to kind of showcase for Brynhild, because that's Bryn, right? Bryn is a defender at the end of the day. So this video can probably, compared to the other ones, a lot shorter, because her kit is just easy to see and what you're able to do. What I could do is maybe just edit the team and just put in maybe like a Beowulf, like this level 40 Beowulf in there maybe, or even this Scatty, and this would probably complete the wave, just so we've got some crowd control in there too. I could obviously put in the Gilgamesh as well, so you can see the Gilgamesh doing his work in that floor. But if you watch my last video, if you can check it out, we did do a video on Gilgamesh, and you can actually see how good Brynhild has done in there. And you might have noticed in a lot of these videos, Brynhild is in my teams, because she's just that good of a hero to be putting in. So with that, let's kind of finish off today's video on, obviously, these heroes, which is going to be Brynhild, the one and only defender. Honestly, I love her. She's in my top 3 heroes in epic category for Alpha Wave 3. And just to showcase the summary like we do on every video, so you can see all of the data, which is basically the scaling of these heroes in case anything changes. It's there for you guys, so you can see all of that info. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I know it's been a hard one, probably for me. I am recording many of these videos as I can to try and cover as much Godforge content while we are waiting, but that is it. So with all that said, smash like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the next hero spotlight videos that we're going to go down. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, peace out.